We live in a world of constant motion, where the demands of daily life seem to perpetually pull us in a million different directions. Amidst the chaos, it's all too easy to lose sight of what truly matters: our dreams, our passions, our deepest desires. We tell ourselves, "I'll get to that later once things settle down." But the truth is, later never arrives, and our aspirations remain forever postponed. Seneca, the ancient Stoic philosopher, recognized this dangerous tendency and warned against it. He understood that postponing our lives, constantly deferring to the future, robs us of the present moment, the only thing we truly possess. In this video, we'll explore why we tend to delay our dreams and aspirations, and how to break free from this self-imposed prison. We've all felt that sinking feeling in the pit of our stomachs, the crippling fear of failure that keeps us rooted in place, too paralyzed to take action towards our dreams and aspirations. As Seneca wisely stated, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. At the core, this fear often stems from a fundamental lack of self-confidence. We become our own harshest critics, convincing ourselves that we simply lack the skills, resources, or capabilities required to succeed. Our minds tend to exaggerate the consequences of failure, making them seem much worse than they really are. This causes the possibility of embarrassment or disappointment to feel extremely overwhelming. We view failure not as a natural part of growth and learning, but as a permanent state, an inescapable pit from which there is no return. The fear paralyzes us, keeping us trapped in our comfort zone, rather than daring to step into the unknown. The impact of this fear reverberates through all facets of our lives, from personal relationships to career ambitions. We shy away from vulnerability, never fully revealing ourselves for fear of rejection. We cling to unfulfilling jobs, convincing ourselves it's safer than risking it all to pursue our true callings. The path of familiarity feels far less daunting than navigating the road less traveled. Yet even if we muster the courage to start, another insidious force may ensnare us: the seductive lure of perfectionism. Perfectionism often seems like a good thing because it feels like careful planning and a desire to do everything perfectly. But really, it's just a fancy way of procrastinating. We trick ourselves into thinking we need perfect conditions before we start, constantly tweaking and adjusting until we never actually finish anything. Instead of learning by doing and adjusting as they go, perfectionists get stuck on unrealistic ideals. They overthink and obsess over tiny details, leaving their dreams untouched. This quest for perfection leads to constant delays and prevents any real progress. Perfectionists struggle to embrace the inherent messiness of the creative process. Every flaw or misstep is agonized over, rather than viewed as a natural part of growth and improvement. The fear of not meeting impossibly high standards leads to chronic self-doubt and an unwillingness to put oneself and one's work out into the world. Another reason for postponing our life is how much we're distracted nowadays. Often we find ourselves caught up in trivial activities, allowing distractions to derail us from what truly matters. The incessant pinging of notifications, the endless barrage of emails and messages. We delude ourselves into believing these distractions are vital, that every prompt demands an immediate response. This reactive mindset keeps us trapped in a cycle of shallow busyness, masquerading as productivity. Our society celebrates this culture of distraction, reinforcing the notion that being constantly busy equates to importance and success. We wear our overflowing schedules like badges of honor, deriving self-worth from the number of tasks we juggle, rather than their inherent value. At the heart of our tendency to postpone living lies a fundamental lack of clarity about what we truly want from life. As Seneca eloquently stated, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." Without a clear vision or sense of purpose guiding us, we remain rudderless, easily knocked off course by the inevitable storms of doubt, distraction, and societal pressure. To break free from this cycle of postponement, we must go inward and engage in deep self-reflection. What ignites our passion? What dreams have we relegated to the dusty corners of our minds? What legacy do we wish to leave behind? These are the questions that forge an unshakable clarity of purpose. Creating a personal mission statement can be a powerful exercise in cultivating this clarity. By distilling our core values, strengths, and motivations into a succinct statement of intent, we forge an internal compass to guide our journey. Likewise, Vividly visualizing our ideal life can rekindle long-neglected aspirations. What does true fulfillment look like? Not just circumstantially, but on a soul-deep level. Allowing ourselves to dream freely without judgment can reveal startling truths about our authentic desires. For many, however, the path to self-discovery is obstructed by the weight of society. From a young age, we are indoctrinated with cultural narratives about what constitutes success, steady careers, material trappings, checking all the designated life milestones in lockstep. Those who stray from this well-trodden path are often met with confusion, derision, or outright scorn. Under this immense pressure to fit in, we hide our true selves to meet others' expectations. We give up our personal dreams for stable jobs, burying our true passions for the sake of stability and practicality. We do this to avoid being seen as reckless or irresponsible for living life on our own terms. Yet in sacrificing our individuality at the altar of cultural narratives, we sell ourselves tragically short. We inevitably awake decades later, haunted by the specter of unlived lives, those roads not taken, taunting us from the recesses of our minds. While outside expectations and pressures can hold us back, Seneca pointed out that we often hold ourselves back too. He said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Many times we are trapped by our own limiting beliefs and inner thoughts that don't reflect who we truly are. To identify our genuine desires, we must learn to quiet the mind and go inward. This self-awareness empowers us to release the limitations we have unconsciously placed on ourselves, whether it's societal conditioning, imposter syndrome, or simply a lack of imagination about what's possible. At the core of Seneca's philosophy lies a call to fully embrace the present moment. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. We often overlook the value of the present, wasting it on vague goals and unnecessary worries. To counteract our ingrained tendency to postpone living, we must cultivate a practice of radical presence. Setting aside time each day for mindfulness and meditation, or simply stillness and deep breathing, can rewire our habitual state of mindlessness. Yet presence extends beyond formal practices. It's a way of being that we must purposefully nurture throughout our days, bringing focused awareness to the ebb and flow of emotions as we navigate conversations and tasks. With presence comes a profound urgency, an awareness that this one life is finite, each inhalation bringing us one breath closer to the unavoidable exhale. Fear of missed opportunities and deathbed regrets drives us to take action, not in a frantic or reactive way, but with purposeful steps toward our biggest goals and dreams. Instead of endlessly thinking and revising, we become motivated to just start. Whether it's writing, coding, or building, we let our work develop gradually through doing. Progress becomes more important than perfection. Of course, even with clarity, distractions and procrastination can still appear. Procrastination often comes from negative self-talk, convincing us of failure before we start. It's important to reframe these thoughts. Instead of seeing missed opportunities, we learn to embrace life's messiness. Seneca believed in finding meaning in our efforts, not just the results. When we see success as improving our skills and challenging ourselves, procrastination loses its power. By gently guiding ourselves back to our passions and taking one step forward, we regain control of our destinies and we become the architects of our own lives.